Hello guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're going to be doing our Championship Game Week 7 predictions. It's going to be interesting. There are a few absolute corkers this game week. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's midweek, Tuesday to Wednesday. Is that actually corkers? Not really. There's a few alright games. Right, so should we start off with the first game being Birmingham City versus Norwich City, and two teams, one won, one lost last week, and Birmingham, no surprise, Birmingham are the team that lost. I just think, Birmingham don't look fantastic. 2 loss away at Rotherham isn't the worst result, but isn't definitely not the best result. I think this Birmingham side, I just need to pick up a few points right now when they look all right. They are 21st, but at the start of the season they had like a win and a few draws, and they drew to Watford. So I think something in this Birmingham side, they're not in the relegation at the moment. They're currently sit 21st with 5 points, level with 22nd, which is actually Swansea with 5 points. Yeah, but Birmingham 2-0 loss to Rotherham at the start isn't brilliant. Richard Wood with both goals. Yeah, wasn't a brilliant result from Birmingham, but for Norwich, a huge 1-0 win over Sunderland. And Sunderland are no mugs, we drew to them away, and a few teams have lost to them away. And Norwich currently sit 4th, so it's 4th versus 21st. There's 5 points separate these two sides. That's the start of the season. That's how close it can be. 4th and 21st are 5 points separate. So Birmingham just need a huge 3 points here. They can get themselves around top 10, around mid-table, which is huge for Birmingham if they can get a win here over Norwich. Norwich beat Sunderland. Birmingham lost to Rotherham in the last game. The odds are stacked against Birmingham. They just don't look great, Birmingham. At the start of the season, they had that attacking flair, that attacking prowess about them, but they just don't. I just don't really know. I don't really see them at the moment. They just don't look all too fantastic, Birmingham, and I think they will possibly go down. Sorry. They possibly could go down. But yeah, I think Norwich get a 2-0 win. It'll be a huge win for Norwich. And yeah, moving on to Burnley versus Millwall. Millwall with a 1-0 loss, I think, to Reading, which was a huge loss. But probably at the end of the season you lose to Millwall, it's a bit embarrassing. But at the start of the season, unless Reading pull out wonders, they're first at the moment. Reading look good. Reading do look good, so it's not a bad result Millwall losing to Reading. But Burnley 5-1 winners over Wigan, which is a huge result. As we push the ego, it's 6th v 16th. Funny enough, only 2 points separate these two sides. Millwall win, they leapfrog Burnley. Burnley win, they go even more ahead of this Millwall side. So Burnley are at home. So Burnley already have that advantage, 21,000 capacity stadium. I can just see a win for Burnley. It will not be easy. I think for me, it's got a 2-1 written all over it. 2-1 Burnley for me. And Burnley will just pick out the result, pick out that huge win, and their Burnley masterclass. Moving on to Cardiff versus Luton. Cardiff with a 0-0 over Preston. That's not, that's the 5th 0-0 Preston's had, so doesn't come as any shock. Luton, a 1-1 draw over Sheffield United, which was absolutely huge, and I just feel like this Luton side coming back up a 1-1 draw over Sheffield United. At that time, top of the table, top of the pile, and just beating Blackburn 3-0. Were looking very good, and Oh, the game's not postponed yet. Yay. It's going to be very interesting. Yeah, this Luton side looked very good. 1-1 draw of Sheffield United, which was huge, and Luton went ahead, which is good. I can just see this Cardiff side, coming back with a 0-0 draw with Preston at home as well. Huge point for Preston. This Luton side, I think, just having enough of the edge. I'm gonna go 1-0 Luton. Actually, nah. I think Cardiff will get a point. At home, I think that home crowd just carry them. I think it'll be, so people say the crowd is the team's 12th man, and for me that'll be the 12th man for Cardiff, and they'll get a point over Luton. It'll be a huge point for Cardiff and Luton. It'll be a huge point. It's actually let me see, Cardiff 14th. There's 14th, the 19th, and guess how many points separate these two sides? 2 points separate these two sides. So interesting. Moving on to QPR versus Hull City. What a game this is going to be. QPR coming back with a 3-2 win over Watford away, which is a massive result. Hull City, though, on the other hand, coming off a 3-2 win over Coventry, which is huge. This QPR side, they look good. That's a huge 3-2 win. But Hull just look fantastic. Third place right now, 11 points, 1 point up of top, which is Reading. And QPR currently sit 11th. So the third, the 11th. It's a huge game, a huge matchup here. I think this QPR side just have enough. It's just me, but I just don't really like Hull because they beat us. I think Estupiñán carried Hull, and he didn't deserve any of those goals. I think he got lucky with about 2 of them at least. Lucky. I think the first goal was a good goal, but I think both the 2 goals were a bit lucky. So I'm not a big fan of Hull, but I'm not just going to do that because I don't really like Hull. I think QPR are a strong side. A 3-2 win over Watford is a very good result, especially away as well. Huge. I know Watford haven't been, the sparkle themselves, but I think QPR, that's a huge confidence boost. I'm going to go 2-1 QPR. QPR at home as well, so the odds are probably stacked on QPR. Hull, I'm not too sure about Hull. Played 6, won 3, lost 1, drew 2. So that's interesting. With QPR 2-2-2. Actually, yeah, 2-2-2. Is that how 3-1-2? Yeah, 3-2-1. Yeah. So I can just see this QPR side just picking up the edge. How many points have these two sides? 3 points. So QPR would be level on points with Hull. Moving on to a huge Wigan Athletic versus West Bromwich Albion. Wigan Athletic currently sit 20th. West Brom sit 15th. 1 point separate these two sides, and West Brom just came back off a 2-2 over Huddersfield. Wigan just came back off a 5-1 defeat to Burnley, which is absolutely effusive. Wigan have 6 points and they're 20th. It's interesting. A lot of teams are getting loads of points right now. Apart from us, who's on 1 point, but we do have 3 games in hand. Let's not forget that, because if we get 10 points, we can go up to 4th. So, yeah. So I think Wigan could do something here. I can just see Wigan. I think West Brom back with a 2-2. They went 2-0 down. Judd Wallace got a double to get them back in. I think Judd Wallace could have a masterclass here. It's against Wigan. Just came off a 5-1 loss to Burnley, so it's going to hit their confidence. I think it'll be a 2-1 West Brom win. A huge West Brom win. And that could... How many points West Brom won? 7. That could push them up to around top 10 because of all the other games. So, interesting from West Brom. Moving on to But Sheffield United versus Reading, I think their best game of the week. First v second. Sheffield United could have been the first. Sheffield United was second, Reading are first. Because they have won their game against Luton, which everyone thought they would. I think, Sheffield United would have been top. But don't take anything away from Reading. They would have been second. Anyway, so it would have been first, second either way. Reading, 4 wins out of 6. Like, that is unheard of. And 2 losses. They haven't drawn a game. Sheffield United they drew 2. And one was Luton. But yeah, they can just have turned one of those draws into a win. They would have been ahead, and I think that could be critical. Sheffield United need to try not to drop points here. I think they need to try and get a huge win. I can just see a Sheffield United win here at home. It's going to be a tense game. I'm going to go 3-2 Sheffield United. A cork under the floodlights at Sheffield. 3-2 Sheffield United. Moving on to Watford versus Middlesbrough. This could have been a cracker. 7th v 18th. 3 points do separate these two sides, so it could be a cracker. Middlesbrough got their first win of the season against Swansea. I think it was a 2-1 Middlesbrough win. And Watford lost to QPR 3-2. So it's going to be interesting. I think Middlesbrough, 1 win all season. It's not promising. And if they're going to take anything away from go into this game with a little bit of confidence, they did win last game. Their first win of the season was last game. So that confidence will be there. I think the performance did not match the results. I think Middlesbrough deserved at least a win at least one of those draws. So Middlesbrough won't be too disheartened, down 6 points, 18th right now. And try and leapfrog a few teams, going on to 9 points, possibly try and sneak into around top 10 and try and move on with their season. I think Chris Wilder's the manager to do that. Is their right not to sack him early. And this game against Watford is going to be huge. And if they do win, that's going to be huge. I just don't know, though. I just don't know. The side isn't bad. Watford, I don't think. Sit on the fence, 1-1. Watford don't look sparkling. Middlesbrough don't look good either. It's a 1-1 draw, basic. Moving on to Bristol City versus Huddersfield. Huddersfield slumbered to 23rd. Should be 24th if it wasn't for Coventry. For having the stadium crisis. I can just see this game being interesting. Bristol City, where do they sit? 9th. Bristol City look good. 4 points clear of their opponents. Huddersfield, 1 win all season. 1 draw all season. 3 losses is not good enough with Bristol 2-2. So I can just maybe see a Bristol City win, especially at home. Ashton Gate going wild. 2-0 Bristol. The Huddersfield side are not brilliant. They're not sparkly. They're not fantastic. They're just bang average, poor, lack of personality, lack of just creating chances. It's just poor from Huddersfield. Moving on, we got 4 games left. Alright, moving on to Coventry City Preston. PUSB. Coventry versus Preston, our first home game of the season. Coventry City fans are going to go wild. It's going to be a fascinating fixture. 32,000. We're probably going to get about 25,000, minimum there. 25,000 Coventry fans rocking on their team. They've had a rocky start. There's 3 hard away games. Sunderland, first game of the season. That's a hard away day. Millwall's a hard one. And so especially when we haven't been playing football. Now this is where it all changes. Coventry are going to win. Preston, they've had so many 0-0 draws. They just have not faced a team that's clinical. We're not all too clinical, but I think we'll get a massive 2-0 win. Yeah, we lost 3-2 to Hull, but it's pure passion here. I think the fans will just keep us going. I think it could be a Matt Godden, Gyökeres goals. I don't know, just anyone. Hopefully, O'Hare's back. The preview for this game coming out on Tuesday, so stay tuned on this channel for that. 2-0 Cov. I think we just have enough quality in the bag, enough quality talent. The present size is 0-0, so I think we just have enough. Moving on to Sunderland versus Rotherham, the two newly promoted sides. Rotherham are doing better. Rotherham currently sit 5th, Sunderland sit 12th, so 1 point separates these two sides. Stadium of Light, hard place to go. I can just see Sunderland scraping this 2-1. Sunderland lost Norwich last game. Rotherham beat Birmingham, I think. And this would just be such a fascinating game. I can't see either winner. It's gonna be a tough game to predict, to see who wins. But yeah, moving on to Blackpool versus Blackburn. An interesting game. This is 2-8. No, this is not 2-8 o'clock. Why does that say 8 o'clock? That's not Stoke West Brom. Stoke Swansea is at 7:45 or 8, somewhere between that. But for me on this it says 7:45 and that's 8. Alright, so Blackpool versus Blackburn is definitely an 8. I can just see this is an interesting game, that's for sure. Blackpool look alright, 3-3 draws twice in a row. Blackburn look woeful, 3 losses, 3 wins, 3 losses on the bounce. Blackpool 2-2-2. 8 points currently Blackpool are on. Blackburn on 9. Only 1 point separate these two sides. 5 places separate these two sides. But I'm gonna go for a bounce back for Blackburn. 2-1 Blackburn. It's an interesting prediction, but Blackburn to come back. Moving on to the last game, which is Stoke City versus Swansea City. The SC Derby. Stoke City, Swansea City. It's going to be interesting. I think Swansea are coming back off that 2-1 loss to Middlesbrough. And Swansea being 22nd, I believe. Not 22nd? Yeah, I don't know. 22nd. With 5 goals scored all season, 10 conceded all season. Cov have scored 5 this season with 3 less games. So it says it all there, doesn't it? And you can see less as well as Swansea. Swansea just do not look good. They leak goals and they don't score goals. Stoke, on the other hand, sits 17th with 6 goals with 8 conceded. So 1 more goal than us and 1 more goal conceded than us. There's some more games, so of course it's going to happen. I'm going to go 1-0 Stoke. I think, yeah, they have enough. Moving, that is it. Your pick summary. I'll give you 10 seconds to have a look at that. And I'll just say Norwich 2-0, Burnley 2-1, Cardiff 1-1, Luton, QPR 2-1, West Brom 2-1, Sheffield United 3-2, Watford Middlesbrough 1-1, Bristol 2-0, Coventry 2-0, Sunderland 2-1, Blackburn 2-1, Stoke 1-0. And yeah, that wraps up the video. I'll make it so you can see me. So how many points? Last game week I got 5 points. No, I didn't actually know how many points I got, but on the Super app I think I got 5 points. I got 12 points. Your total points. Let me have a look at this. Just say like Korea, like no, game week 1. There we go. I did really. I don't know what download I've done. Oh, alright. So I got 1 point there. 2 points there. 3 points there. 4 points. I got 4 points this game week. Yay. Yeah, if that's the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. See you guys in the next one.